All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to another game. This game is going to be between Fly and ER-Ling, taking place here on Terranistan. You know what? This was a discussion that happened on the Twitch chat. A couple of people out there were saying, "Hey, I should totally set up a Discord channel," you know, so on and so forth. It will help grow my channel. Like, what do you guys think? Like, if for the guys on YouTube and I guess on Twitch as well, if I set up a Discord channel, would you actually be interested? Would you join it, or would it just be another channel in your thousands or maybe 30 Discord channels that you occasionally watch and, you know, like, would partake in? See, if I got invited to BlizzCon, I would definitely set up a Discord channel just so I could, like, talk with you guys. Maybe that is a legitimate reason. But then that all like hinges on the fact that I'm currently not invited to BlizzCon right now. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down into this matchup. Ooh, Dreadlord. ER-Ling going in with a Dreadlord first, and I believe if I'm actually pretty sure that this particular game was taken from Wait, was it taken from a particular Empire Penguin Champion S-Class? So this is an actual tournament game, and ER-Ling has gone for Dreadlord first. If you're wondering why I'm calling him ER-Ling, he's also known as 120 ER-Ling or Yi-Ling. But I'm gonna call him ER-Ling because, well, the name is actually E and then ER and then the 0. So, and if for those of you guys who are even more confused, E stands for 1, R stands for 2, Ling stands for 0. Yi-Ling is in Cantonese. So yeah, that's as much as I'll do for Cantonese talking and Chinese talking. Well, except for ER-Ling. Throughout the rest of this match. WarCraft 3, obviously very popular in China, and it's one of those questions, or one of those things that I was never, if I actually got to sit down and talk to Grubby, I would ask him, why is China the main place to go for WarCraft 3? What made China embrace WarCraft 3, just like what made Korea embrace StarCraft 2? I mean, a lot of the really well-known players for quite some time did come out from China, Sky being one that has come and gone. As we are looking at ER-Ling, well, opening up with that Dreadlord first, getting a Pure Up to Vitality. And what's going to be interesting here, are we going to see a sleep on the Blade Master? Yeah, sleep on the Blade Master right there. That's actually pretty funny that Blade Master is going to end up getting slept very often. All right, are we going to get a surround onto that Grunt? Yes, we are. That Grunt trying to get away. Low hit point Ghoul also trying to get away there. Blade Master should be able to get off. It needs one more shot to do it, and it's going to take quite some time. Meanwhile, the Grunt is going to take a lot of damage here, and we are going to see Essence or Blight being spread out across multiple units or this entire region, and this is going to be a problem. The Blade Master with a Ziggurat and a Rubian Tower here, Blade Master may try and do something. Are we going to see a sleep? Yes, a sleep to allow the Haunted Gold Mine to just stay around for a little while longer. More damage being done. I believe there was a cancellation right there, as the Blade Master could have a little bit of trouble and may be forced to try and retreat. We still don't have any Dust of Appearance. And if the Acolyte tries to rebuild right now, the Blade Master is just going to come back in. And this is the problem. The Blade Master has to be very careful. It is now going to be slowed. And is it going to try and get away there? Yes, it will try and get away. The Acolyte is going to go ahead and stay nearby. The Blade Master is still nearby here. Scroll of Speed in order to get away. Maybe the fact that China communications with the west side of the world became more important by the time WarCraft 3 released. I think it may, if that was your argument, I would also argue that China's internet was in its infancy during StarCraft 2. Meanwhile, StarCraft 1, Korea's internet was already growing at a little bit more of a faster rate. And because of the geological differences between South Korea and China in terms of being able to get internet to the majority of the people, internet, or South Korea being mainly much more densely populated, not within such a wide span, it was able to grow, and the presence of StarCraft was much more known. By the time StarCraft came out in China, it kind of like came and went, and WarCraft 3 was the new thing, and it had time to grow. But that is a discussion for another time, perhaps even a paper for anyone who wants to go back and actually research the particular reason and look back at what really happened with WarCraft 3 in China as opposed to StarCraft in Korea. Blade Master now going to come across inside here and going to go ahead and engage. Ghoul is going to be very low on hit points. You can see that Rogue is actually taking a lot of damage. Are we going to see perhaps a sleep onto that Blade Master? Blade Master now trying to get away. Let's take a look at it. It is going to be able to do exactly that. Potion of Greater Mana on the Dreadlord, able to shoo away that Blade Master. Blade Master also with, well, Healing Salve, regenerating a lot of hit points at this stage. And this is actually perhaps the most annoying factor of the Blade Master. The Blade Master is getting stronger as you're trying to chase it. Dreadlord, ghouls still wandering around here. Acolytes, Nerubian Tower, Necropolis also getting added. We see the Shadow Hunter coming into play, and it looks like Fly is just going to be in a good spot. Fly able to get to level 2 on his Shadow Hunter while putting pressure with this level 2 Blade Master. Dreadlord with sleep though does cause some problems as the Blade Master gonna go ahead, try and engage. There is the sleep there once again, say pretty much, you know what, I don't want to deal with you. But there is also a Tome of Strength ready to be picked up. Let's take a look. Getting another sleep once more. That's going to come to an end. Devotion Aura needs to get picked up by that Dreadlord, followed by that Tome of Strength before the Blade Master, well, is it going to be able to get away? Blade Master going to go ahead and get surrounded. Going to get engaged. There is a 5-second cooldown on every time that Blade Master breaks Windwalk, but apparently, well, apparently it was able to make its way back out anyways. All right, Dreadlord now heading back off to the north here. Let's take a look. Ling has the expansion up, and this is, well, pretty much a nightmare going up against the Undead. Undead players are normally not very capable of setting up a fast expansion. This entire Dreadlord opening for fast expansions does change things up dramatically. The fact that the Dreadlord actually has one of the heroic abilities on a hero that you would actually want to use also changes things up. The Dreadlord getting, normally when the Death Knight gets to level 6, you normally worry about, hey, oh no, it's gonna be level 3 Unholy Aura. If the Lich gets to level 6, you're like, what is it? It's gonna be Death and Decay. As an Orc player, you don't worry about those particular abilities. Raise Dead, it's more, it rarely helps you ever come back from a victory, and if you have a whole bunch of dead units, or if you have a whole bunch of dead corpses out onto the field, it's just one of those abilities that helps you quote-unquote win more. It's not an ability that actually really turns the tides of the battle. However, summoning the Infernal is definitely an ability that turns the tide of the battle. You're able to call down a large area effect stun, you're able to call down a magic immune unit, and just by standing next to the Infernal, you are taking damage. Those are some big differences there as the Blade Master now still wandering around. Very nice items on that Blade Master, even though he is just sitting at level 2. Dreadlord sitting at level 4. Let's see, picks up Boots of Speed. What else is he going to be picking up? As he is still wandering around the map now. Meanwhile, Blade Master going after the Assassin, going to finish off some more units. We see the Shadow Hunter and Wind Riders up in the air, poking down, dealing lots of damage. Blade Master sitting at level 3, and we are going into Gargoyles as well. Gargoyles should be able to easily protect all of these units here and now. Meanwhile, Wind Riders are going to have a very difficult time staying alive especially as the Dreadlord with Vampiric Aura level 2, those gargoyles will be regenerating close to 14 damage every attack. So trying to take down these units, if they are meleeing against the Wind Riders, is going to be very problematic. Dreadlord still going after some creep camps, trying to find some easy creeps to go after. Supply count is going to be 50 over 80, going up against 50 over 60. We also see that the Great Hall has been mining for quite a bit of time now. And with that said, Fly is not too far behind. He actually may be ahead since he is already at tier 3. We are at Black Citadel as well, but we don't see the mass number of heroes coming in from ER Ling. If Fly is able to continue to get more heroes out onto the field, multiple level 5 heroes easily beats a Dreadlord at level 6, just because, well, the level 5 heroes with Serpent Wards, with whatever ability they need to use, can still deal a lot of damage. Watchtower now trying to come into play. Carrion Swarm sweeping on through. That was the level 1 variety. Scroll of Town Portal quickly trying to make its way back out. There goes a Ghoul. Units are all going to be backing off. And it looks as though, I believe, 2 Orc Peons were lost in that fight. Shadowhunter sitting at level 4. Blade Master sitting at 3. Tauren Chieftain sitting at 1. 4-3-1 going up against a solo level 4 Dreadlord who is almost at level 5. The fact that this is Terranistan and that there's not very many creeps on the map may play into Fly's strategy. He's taken a little bit of a hero advantage lead, not only having a level 4 hero, but having a level 3 and an additional level 1 hero right behind it. If he's able to, well, do a lot of damage, as we see a large number of ghouls out onto the field, this actually may cause a bit of problems. There are watchtowers out. Which faction is my favorite to cast? I probably want to say human, just because human is the race that I played, and I know and I've studied and I've done more with human over time. All right, Tauren Chieftain, is it going to get stomp? What is it doing in this frontline position? There you go. Multiple stomp in that front spot, and ER Ling is actually in a rather precarious situation. By stomping here, it completely stuns that front line wall, and then on top of it, the ghouls behind it can't do anything either. Dreadlord now gets up to level 5. Wind Rider's going after the Gargoyle. Gargoyle is actually running around in circles. Blade Master sitting at 4. Tauren Chieftain could be in a little bit of trouble here. Now out of mana, and Fly holding this spot beautifully. I can't actually believe this, the amount of damage here, but what is this? One Gargoyle could actually turn the tide completely. No, Wind Rider is able to finish that off. Kodo Beast is eating up a Ghoul. Raiders, what is going on here? Headhunters trying to engage. Carrion Swarm sweeping through more units. 44 supply over 60. Wind Riders now trying to finish off more units as well. Is it going to be able to finish off a Ghoul? Yes, it will, but I believe the Scroll of Town Portal finally goes off. 44 over 60 compared to 46 over 80. That was... Look at the amount of dead units right here. You can see where the Blade Master was standing. You can see where the Tauren Chieftain was standing. And the fact that, well, ER Ling tried to engage with a large number of melee units going up against a Tauren Chieftain right there, that is ludicrous. There's no reason to. You completely shut down about 20 supply of your opponent's army, or you lose 20 supply of your army as they're taking damage, and well, they're under duress by the Watchtower and that Orc Burrow. That made no sense whatsoever. So much free damage onto your own units. And with that said, even though you are at level 5 now, let's take a look at the Orc Heroes. Almost level 3 on the Tauren Chieftain. Blade Master is at 4, and the Shadow Hunter is at 4 as well. Tauren Chieftain still trying to gain more experience. Gets up to level 3 from this green creep camp here. There are no more creeps, well, no more real creep camps on the map. 1, 2, 3, that is it. They are green. No way to get additional experience on the Dreadlord except for engaging in a straight up battle. Now, Ling is going to be going into Ghoul Frenzy, further increases the attack damage of all of those units. No, excuse me, Advanced Unholy Strength. I thought that was the crypt with the claws. Ghoul Frenzy research. Yeah, very fast upgrades there. This is going to be an important next battle. Are the gargoyles going to be able to shut down those Wind Riders, or are the Wind Riders going to be able to shut down the gargoyles? That is going to be incredibly important. 64 over 80 supply compared to 61 over 80. We are once again all even. Blade Master trying to go after an Acolyte gets exactly that. Blade Master, is he revealed? No dust of appearance available as the Blade Master now just heads back home. Mass Ghoul Army, even at 3-2 upgrades, is it gonna be enough? Gargoyles still all here ready to go. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain finishing off the last of the Apprentice Wizards. Blade Master still wandering around in the back. Kodo Beast, Shadow Hunters, all units here ready to go. Voodoo Lounge ready to go as well, or should be up and running momentarily. Last couple of creep camps are pretty much nearly done. This creep camp perhaps not cleared out by both sides, as you never want to go to a creep camp and then realize it was already cleared out by your opponent. That is a waste of time, and well, time is one of those resources in a real-time strategy that people often forget about. Tauren Chieftain with a huge stomp comes into play. If the Tauren Chieftain, oh, in comes the Inferno with the reverse stomp right there. Another stomp comes across as well. Tauren Chieftain, Endurance Aura level 1, stomp level 2. Let's take a look. Infernal and suffering a lot of damage. Blade Master trying to finish off units. Tauren Chieftain is still right there. Are we going to get a stomp? Yes, the Tauren Chieftain puts his foot down, deals so much damage. Infernal now pretty much down here. Tauren Chieftain trying to make its way over. Wind Riders able to pick apart many gargoyles here as the Tauren Chieftain is going to try to head back around. Scroll of Healing was used. Tauren Chieftain doesn't have enough mana as of yet. Raiders are now trying to back up here, and no mana. This is just such a difficult problem to deal with. All right, Dreadlord is, well, ensnared. Dreadlord has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There's another stomp, but no more mana for that Tauren Chieftain as a Scroll of Town Portal now used in order to get away. Voodoo Lounge. Clarity Potions, absolutely necessary. Both sides. It seems like the round 2 bell has rung. Both sides going into their respective corners for a little bit of a break, a little bit of a clarity healing salve break to get back in and ready to go for that following fight. Dreadlord will get some precious time to reset the cooldown on his Summon Infernal. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain gets some time to use a Clarity Potion or 2 or 3 to try to get back up to, well, maximum mana. Tauren Chieftain should have really bought an additional Clarity Potion right there. There is Tauren's out as well. Let's take a look. I believe this creep camp has already been cleared. Yes, it has. Dreadlord still sitting at level 6. Ghouls are sitting at 3-2 upgrades, 15 to 20 damage, very fast attack speeds. So should be able to eat through many units, as the Tauren Chieftain now currently sitting at about 200 mana and should be ready to go with a follow-up. Well, it's follow-up something. Tauren Chieftain getting another Clarity Potion would make a lot of sense based upon the number of ghouls that we've seen our opponent going for. Ling, let's take a look. Oh, Matt, Tome of Knowledge being left behind. Dreadlord is going to pick that up. That pretty much levels up the Dreadlord one more time to +1 to every stat. As the ghouls now make their way out. Blade Master is spotted right there. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 4, almost at level 5. Spirit Link. Tauren Chieftain, even with level 1 Pulverize, could do a lot of damage now as the Blade Master gets in, well, an aerial attack and trying to, well, focus down some of those units. All right, is the Troll Bat Rider going to be able to make its way? Yes, finishes off a Gargoyle. Dreadlord, Blade Master trying to go and after some of those units. Blade Master seen at level 4. Tauren Chieftain needs to come across from the back. There is a quick hex onto the Blade Master, followed by a stomp. Perfectly timed. Dreadlord calls down an Infernal, uses a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and now needs to finish off some more units. Dreadlord, it could be in trouble. Let's take a look at this. Where is he going to go next? Blade Master, Purge onto the Dreadlord. Dreadlord could be in trouble. Carrion Swarm sweeps on through. Tauren Chieftain going to put his foot down, but the Blade Master puts his knife in the back of the Dreadlord, and that is the game. Mass Schools with Dreadlord unable to come away with the victory here on Tyrannus Stand. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.